Hi, Nikki Duffy here, choosingfortoday.com. And what do you do when you're teaching a class or a workshop and you've got someone who's really negative in your class and they keep coming up with negative comments and they keep, everything, you're challenging everything you say and they've got that, prove it to me energy, and they keep challenging you and negating everything you say. So I'm just here. So you've got the horses in the background. Hello, horses. I'm out on the on my walk today, enjoying the countryside and the that's the river behind me, and these lovely horses over here. Yeah. So what do you do? Someone's being totally negative, and they're negging out the rest of the class, and it's it's frustrating for you and everyone else, and you, instead of being able to allow the workshop to flow, allow the teaching materials to flow, you're constantly stop start. Feels like you're fighting fires, and it feels like a fight, them against you, trying to prove that they're right, you're wrong. They know better, they know that, whatever. So what do you do? Do you just keep showing them where, just keep explaining stuff in a way that you hope they'll understand, trying to find ways to soften them? Do you What do you do? So here's some ideas of ways that I've addressed this in classes. So I often start the class with the pre-framing it by suggesting, I hope it's not too windy for you, I hope you can still hear me. Sorry, I didn't bring my earphones and it's got a little windy. Yeah, so start the class with your introduction to the class. Include a little thing about agreement between you and the class participants. Get their permission for them to ask them if they're willing to put aside all that they know already about the subject, put aside everything that they think they know or other people have told them, or their own personal experiences, and just be an open mind to learn and receive what you've got to teach them. And questions are fine, keep it open and get their agreement, that it's okay to learn something different. It's okay to put what they already know aside and come to this class with an open mind, and that it's okay to ask questions. And then once you've got their permission, you can continue with the class, and if they come up with challenging or that sort of like arms crossed, prove it to me kind of attitude and energy, then you can, one thing you can do is just gently point it out. And preferably if you've like pre-framed the class with that introduction, and even if you haven't, you could point it out to them just really gently. Say, oh, it's interesting that this is the third time that you've challenged me on this, or you brought up a different way of seeing it, and it's great that you have different ways of seeing things, and what do you desire from this class? You're happy to stay here and actually listen to what I've got to say, and put your put those judgments and things aside. Hi, Harry. Hi, Mary. Thanks for joining me. So suggest to them that point it out, point it out to them and the rest of the class what they're doing, because they may or may not be aware of the energy they're coming forward with. They may just be feeling intensely challenged themselves, and because change and learning something new can be confronting, and it can be it can be uncomfortable, and when people are uncomfortable, they can go into like fight mode, and so you can gently point out to them what they're doing, and ask them questions about it. Say, it's point it out to them that learning something new can be quite challenging, and is there a different way that you could explain it, perhaps that would work for them, or what's their real question? Because often we come out with challenging stuff when, or we want to say, you're wrong, and yet what we're really saying is I'm uncomfortable with learning this. I don't believe in myself. I don't trust myself enough to get this right, to do this well. And then so you can ask them questions about, is that what's really going on? And in access bars and access consciousness workshops and classes, one of the things we teach is that, or we facilitate, is that there is no wrongness. And in other classes in school and stuff like that, we're taught that we have to get it right and we have to have the right answer. And with access bars, you get when you're learning anything new, then it's new, and you're not going to get it immediately the first time you do anything. The first time a baby tries to walk, they don't just get up and start walking. They fall over many times. The first time we got on a bicycle, we don't just suddenly be able to cycle fabulously. We have to learn to balance and all those things. So that can be challenging, especially for adults, to learn something new when they're coming with all of the wrongness. Perhaps they had a lot of wrongness about learning in school. So ask questions and point it out to them gently, and ask questions about, okay, so what's your real question, or what's your real concern here? Is it that you're concerned you're not going to be able to retain the information, you're not going to be able to get the points right? Because one of the things about the bars is there are 32 points on your head, and you're taught how to do it. You have two experiences of receiving it, and you also have two experiences of gifting it and practicing it on somebody else. So it's in that one-day workshop, you've got a lot of practical experience as well as the as the workbook. So there's a lot there. So you can point out to them, look, you've got the workbook, you've got the sheet that shows you exactly where to put your fingers and exactly where the points are, and it is a learning experience, and it's okay to, excuse me, it's a little bit hot here, and it's okay not to get it right first time every time. So that's two things. Pre-frame it so they put their preconceived ideas aside and learn with an open mind. Second one is ask them questions about, point out what they're doing and ask them questions about it, and in a gentle way. And the fourth way of dealing with someone who is constantly challenging and not willing to engage and not willing to be I'm glad it's helpful, Mary, thank you. And not willing to really engage with the class, and they just want to make you wrong, and they just want to challenge you on everything. And one thing you can do is ask them, did you choose to come here, or did you get dragged along? Especially if it's somebody's partner, if like they've been dragged along by their partner and they didn't really want to be there. So ask them that, that can be really obvious in a class, and give them permission to go. Give them permission to leave. Say, that's fine. If you don't want to be here, that's fine. Appreciate you coming and giving it a go. If it's not for you, then I'd be happy to give you a full refund, and you're free to go now. And just invite them to being able to go, because who wants to have people who don't want to be there in the class? And so two things will happen. Either they will say, oh God, no, I didn't mean that at all, and they'll change and be more willing to receive the class, or they'll be grateful for being able to leave gracefully, and everyone else in the class will have a much more pleasant experience of the class. So there's some tips for what to do when you've got someone who is being difficult in your class, and I hope they've been useful. And if you'd like, I run classes, access bars classes and other therapeutic classes, and I'm going to be doing lots more business tips on how to create a fabulous access bars business and therapeutic business. So Nikki Duffy, choosingfortoday.com, and thank you for joining me. Bye.